Hey everyone, welcome back to the Into the Woods podcast and another segment of The Path Less Traveled. I'm Rachael McGowan.
And I'm Kara Sage.
So this episode, we wanted to have a separate episode about this amazing portal that's coming up on August 8th, the Lionsgate portal. And as a numerologist, we love numbers and we love when numbers are highlighted. And August 8th, 8-8 energy is all about abundance, balance, power. It's the infinity sign. So as a numerologist, I am so excited for this portal. It's also coming in a numerology week 4, which is all about building foundations and what feels stable for the future, which is perfect when we think about what we want to manifest as far as what feels abundant to us, where do we need balance in our life, what feels powerful, and all of those kinds of things. So it's observed every year on August 8th. Like I said, 8-8 energy. It's a modern spiritual and new age practice rather than a scientifically recognized astrological event. And it's connected symbolically with the sun moving through Leo. So it's associated with courage, confidence, creativity, and heart-centered living. And like I said, that number 8 in numerology is linked with abundance, balance, power, and it's the infinity sign. So it's frequently also connected with spiritual traditions with the star Sirius, and it's seen as a time for setting intentions and imagining a new chapter. And like I was saying, with it coming in a week 4 numerology, creating those foundations, setting intentions, same idea, imagining what the future looks like and what feels stable, what feels balanced, what feels harmonious, and what is going to feel the most abundant for you. And that doesn't mean necessarily financially, it could, but just waking up and being able to drink my coffee without screaming children, that can be abundant. Being able
and
to, it is, waking up and doing the career that just lights you up and you don't have to go and commute to work. Whatever abundance feels like for you is what this energy of this 8-8 portal is really highlighting. It's also encouraging us to release fear, self-doubt, outdated versions of ourselves, and it's supporting reflection on purpose, authenticity, and personal growth. So this is a really good time to journal, to meditate, candle lighting, affirmations, visualization, revisiting your vision board, checking off what you've already achieved for the year, maybe editing it a little bit or creating some new manifestations for the rest of the year. And some reflection questions to maybe think about. What am I ready to release? Where am I being called to be braver? What future am I ready to create? So it's such a high time. It's such potent energy right now. And I think to make this even more potent and really highlight, what is this Lionsgate going to be like for us this year? Kara is going to do a collective tarot reading and provide any other insights she wants to provide on this topic.
Well, what do you know? My cards are right here. So yeah, I will do a quick shuffle on kind of what the energies are for this year, but I want to tell just a short story of when I first learned about the Lionsgate. It was during the summer of 2020. I'm sure most of you can remember that was a little bit of a stressful time for humanity. And I lived in the Pacific Northwest on this cute little island. And every day it was 3 to 5 days, I would just go to our park and I would ground. I would be barefoot on these stones. We had these walking stones. And I just sat in the sun for hours. I just felt like I needed to download this energy. And I was like, it was intense. It was hours. It was all day for days. And I was wondering what it was. And then I kind of heard about this Lionsgate and I knew that I needed those energy codes coming from the sun. And Leo is ruled by the sun. And it's that bursting kind of outward yang energy. But the most interesting thing that I think we need to know besides this abundance portal is that Leo is encouraging us through this to be our authentic self through our heart. So the star Regulus is the heart of the lion. So we can get lost in the weeds of pride and ego in that sign, and that could be the negative side of that. But it's being brought back to our heart and that illumination of the sun through our heart to be our most authentic self. So you should shine unapologetically. You don't have to be a wallflower. You can be bold and be out there, but do it authentically. Do it in the way that you're made to. And this is really that time where we're deciding how we want that to be, which is perfect because we've had with the Aquarius full moon, that balances out the community with us. And then we have Lammas or Lunasa, which is really thinking about that harvest that we talked about in the last episode and what's coming up to fruition at this point in our lives. Yeah. And now we're going through that portal and we're really expanding, but we should really keep in mind through all of that to be in our heart center authentically and allow that to shine out. So I think that's just one more point I wanted to make before I get into this reading. We'll have the lovers on the bottom. So I like that. That's a good vibe. What I'm going to do is just say, what do we need to know for this Lionsgate of 2026 and just see what cards come out for the collective. Ooh, interesting. So I have the devil. Everyone's scared of the devil card. This is, let me tell you what that is. We talked about releasing fear, right, Rachel? About what fears we need to release and what needs to go. Devil is the thinking of fearful thinking. So if you're checking someone's profile and you're making all these assumptions and in your mind, you're creating that thread of what's happening and you're going nuts because it's not actually happening in real life. We've all been there, right? That's the devil thinking. And the devil is in the Rider-Waite original tarot, the opposite of the lovers. The lovers card and the devil card look almost identical except for an angel versus a devil being. And this is really just love and fear coming together. So this is asking us through this Lionsgate, what are your fears? What is that repetitive looping thinking that isn't serving you that you need to let go of and walk into that portal with the opposite, with love, with the lovers. So I love that the devil and the lovers both appeared in this reading. And the moon card came out. The moon is what is hidden or what we need to go into our own emotional kind of deeper waters and what needs to be illuminated. So all of these moons, all of this astrology is getting us to think about what are the deeper things that need to come out to release those fears so that we can think about moving through this portal through our heart-centered as the lovers with love, with the lens of love, because there's really just fear and love. This one popped out on the bottom of the deck. This is the 8 of Pentacles, and this is about putting the work in. So we have an 8. 8 energy is great with the Lionsgate, as we know, 8-8 portal. But
of course
this is about. Of course, it popped out right there on the bottom of the deck. But the 8 of Pentacles, the 8th of August, this is putting the work in to understand what these fears are, what's been coming up that we need to release, and then walking through with that knowledge being heightened and brightened by the moon as the lovers through our heart center, through the heart of the lion. So I think that is a pretty perfect message for Lionsgate.
And I will say, universally, August is a month 9. So we are literally having energy supportive of releasing what no longer serves us. 9 energy is cycle endings, taking stock of what no longer serves us. So with this Lionsgate portal, all the cards are reflective of, as we step into this new version of ourselves with love, what do we need to release in order to enter this new season with the love and the support and the abundance that we are calling in.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, we're still in the year of the fire horse. And this is
True.
I say it's about the halfway point. This is the point of reflection. What have we gone through this year and where do we want this trajectory to continue? Do we need to make changes for our manifestations, for our gardening, for our harvesting? What do we need to change? And some of that is getting rid of the weeds, right? And that seems to be what this Lionsgate is showing us, putting in the work to understand those fears, to really get into the love and expansion. That's our birthright that we're meant to have.
Yay! Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to experience it. I will be putting out a little freebie workbook to help you work with the energy of the 8-8 portal. Go to my website and subscribe to my email so that you can get this workbook. But it also will probably pop up on my website when you go there to get it there as well. Thank you, Kara, for giving us all of the insight about the Lionsgate and the collective reading. I hope it resonated for those listening. Let us know what the 8-8 portal is like for you and what you're bringing in. Comments or reviews or DM me. I'd love to hear it and see what is to come.
Yep, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. And this is what we're heading into. So we're getting a little more fire in our belly to move forward. And I think sometimes we just need that. We've been in the water too long. We're going to get that burst of fire and we'll see what comes.
Yes, I love it. Well, thanks, Kara. And thanks for being here for another episode, guys. We will be back soon. Have a great one.